Welcome, bienvenue, and willkommen. My name is Kelly Lamb. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here at Miele. And from your home to ours, we want to welcome you into our home here at Miele. As all of you remain safe in your homes, we want to ensure that we are bringing the services that you are requesting of us at Miele. Many of you have questions about products you own that are already in your home, or many of you actually are starting to think about renovations, new products, and you have questions for us. With Miele Live, we're hoping to answer those questions for you. Pour ceux d'entre vous qui ont demandé d'avoir des sessions en français, vous pouvez aller maintenant sur YouTube pour voir des sessions en français. Miele Live is completely interactive. If you're watching us on YouTube, just be sure to log in with your YouTube account and you can ask questions in the comment section. If you're watching us on mielelive.ca, just be sure to register and you can actually ask your question in the comment section there. For this particular session, we really do encourage you to register with us on Miele Live before the end of the session, as we will actually have a special promotional offer for you at the end. I also want to take the opportunity before we start the session to welcome viewers from our retail partners across the country. I want to send a thank you to some of our retail partners who have actually invited their consumers to join us. From the West Coast in Vancouver, we have Avenue Appliances, Baker's Appliances, Midland Appliances, Jerome Appliances, as well as Trail Appliances. Here in Ontario, I want to welcome the viewers from Tasco Appliances, Goman Appliances, as well as Appliance Canada. And then in the East Coast, we have Creative Appliances as well as Almire Appliances in Montreal. I want to welcome you to this session. So as we're all heading into the weekend, as the weather is actually getting better, many of you are going to be thinking about grilling, barbecuing. So in the session before this, if you didn't join us, we actually covered off what we call our Miele Culinary Center, the 48-inch range. And today, we want to cook a little bit and show you some live demonstrations using the grill on our 48-inch range. With that, I want to welcome our culinary expert, Marilyn. Good afternoon, Marilyn.
Hello, Kelly.
So we are going to cook with our viewers today on what we call the Miele Culinary Center, the 48-inch range with grill.
Exactly. Okay.
So what are we going to do?
Let's start. Well, many people know that with the 48-inch range, but with the grill, is that one of the main go-to is searing steaks, and you want a high temperature for that. So I thought, well, that's normally been done as well. What else can we do on the grill? So I'm actually going to turn this on right now on low, because I'd just like to show just some of the different fruits or vegetables or anything that I might be wanting to cook on here. So I've turned on the grill and it's on a low right now. And what I'm going to do with this is that I'm actually going to grill some peaches. So I've already sliced the peaches in half, just like that. Sometimes I just like to, I just brush it very lightly with olive oil. I'll leave the other ones maybe not, but just to show you the difference that causes some really nice grill marks on here too. Yep. Especially with barbecue, you know what temperatures that your grill is at. If you can leave your hand over here for at least 5 to 10 seconds, then that just means it's on a very low. As you go up, you'll find that you really can't hold your hand up that high. So I'm going to grill this right now.
And Marilyn, you've got that on high temperature?
No, this was the one that I have on low.
Low. Okay.
Yeah, and what I was mentioning about, that when it's on low, you can actually pass your hand over here
Okay.
for at least 5 seconds, and it's not going to affect you. As you turn this up, it will get hotter and hotter, and that you'll find that 5 seconds is you just can't leave it there. So I just want to have some nice little grill marks on my peaches, and that's why I'm putting it on the low temperature, because if you start the grill at a very high temperature, what ends up happening is that anything delicate that you may want to put on there afterwards, it's going to take a longer time for it to cool it down to get to a medium or even back to a low. So right now,
and I know in the previous session, Marilyn, some of the viewers may not have joined us for the previous session, where our product expert Mike had actually talked about the 48-inch range and the grill itself.
Right.
Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about the actual technology in the Miele grill on the 48-inch range.
Absolutely. So underneath this, the grill itself, what we have is that there is a ceramic burner that's in here. And then with the ceramic burner, there's then a deflector plate that's put in here. So what it does actually is that the concentration for the heat is in the middle portion more so, but it's not saying that you're not going to have intense heat basically further on the outset on there. What it would be is that because the shield is there, what ends up happening is that it's called like an indirect heat. So we want to, if I wanted to, after this is actually, I can hear it sizzling a little bit right now. And remember, a couple of them I rubbed the oil on, a couple of them I didn't. And I do that for a reason, just to show the difference of how this actually will grill. But if I want, depending on how everybody enjoys having their peach, they may want it a little bit softer. So when I go to my next item that I'm going to put on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the peaches just off to the side, and that will be the indirect heat. So then it's going to still soften the peaches, but just ever so lightly on there. So it's not much.
You'll get that caramelization from the natural sugars of the peach.
Exactly. So we're almost there.
Marilyn, are there other fruits as well, obviously, that we can actually do this with? Apples? Apples,
pineapples are really nice.
Oh, pineapples are really nice.
I've even heard, not even heard, I mean, I have some friends of mine that actually, they'll actually put, no, it's not the pineapple, watermelon.
Oh, okay.
So, and what it ends up happening is just that the watermelon is actually giving the juices that's coming out there. So it basically, it sweetens it a little bit. It gives it just a little bit of that char taste that's on there.
And did you need to oil, did you need to oil the peaches at all or not?
I actually oiled 2 of them
just
to show what it looks like, and then I didn't with the other 2. Just to show that. So when I've oiled it lightly, because I don't want to oil the whole grill, because that will cause some flames and flare-ups otherwise. It's just in the area that's concentrated at. So this is really looking good, actually. So while I'm doing that, Kelly, and I'm going to go to my next item pretty soon, would you mind cutting me a slice of cauliflower? So we'll have a cauliflower steak that I would like to put onto the grill.
Yep.
And then this is almost done. Yeah.
So Marilyn, I'm going to leave that here for you to take.
Yep. So remember, this was on the low heat, and as you can tell, with low heat, it's not charring it so fast, which is exactly what I want. I don't want that. So I could be preparing something, and I just want to put something to grill on there, and I don't have to worry that it's going to burn immediately. But I'm just wanting, that's a nice. And then what I'm going to do is, while we're waiting for that, so this is the one that I did without any oil on there. So you're able to see that it's giving it some markings on here, taking a little bit longer. And then this is the one that I actually greased, so there's a little bit more of the markings on here. So I'm going to actually just put this to the side because I do want it to have a little bit more grill. So now what I'm going to do is, Kelly just brought me over the cauliflower steak. So with our cauliflower steaks, what I like to do on here is I like to put some oil. So I'm going to brush some oil on here. And then I'm also just going to do that on the other side. Just like that. Just going to put a little bit of pepper on both sides and a little bit of salt on one side. Just turn that over. Just a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is, as these are cooking on the side, so I've put them to the side right now, and it's not really grilling it anything right now, it's just actually softening it a little bit. So I'm going to actually turn this now to a medium, and you'll see what will happen on here. So when I put this on a medium now, what I'm doing is I've got a thicker piece of vegetable that I'm putting on here. So I'm going to put this on, and at the same time I decided it would be nice to just do a portobello mushroom as well. So with the portobello mushroom, again, I'm just going to just brush some oil underneath. And you know, with mushrooms, you don't need it to stay on extremely long, but we just want to really create some of the markings on here too. So just going to give it a very, as you can see, not even oiling it that much, just a very light brushing.
And I noticed, Marilyn, on the mushroom this time,
yes,
you cleaned out the gills.
Yes.
Being the black part on the inside. Just
yes.
because sometimes the gills will leave black marks from the juices.
Exactly.
Not that you have to, but
yeah.
you can.
So I'm just going to actually put that on, and I want to just see what is happening here.
Oh, I already see some grill marks on that.
So you can see it on this side. Oops, sorry. You can see that on here. Now, again, with cauliflower steaks is that you don't want to cook it to the point where it's falling apart on you when you're taking it off, because you want a little bit of that al dente bite in there that you're going to be serving it with. So I'm putting that on.
So Marilyn, while we're waiting for that to grill, we have a question from Bonnie. Bonnie Christie, welcome Bonnie, thanks for joining us. Her question is, what model is the grill available on?
It's actually available on the 36-inch and the 48-inch. The 30-inch, unfortunately, it just comes with the 4 burners on there. So you can, on the 36-inch, choose to have the grill or the griddle that we also have. And they're not interchangeable at all. So just to keep that in mind.
And I think, Bonnie, the other thing to know about is that it is also available on the range tops.
Oh, sorry,
so
yes.
The equivalent range tops for those is the 36-inch range top or the 48-inch range top you can also get. Wow, that's already a beautiful grill there.
And I can see like it's already getting softened with that. And I just put a little bit, like I mentioned, of oil on there. Let's see what the mushrooms are doing here. Yeah. One thing also just to keep in mind when you are grilling is that when you've put something on the grill, I know we get very tempted to keep touching and flipping it just to see what's going on. Anything you're putting on there has to seal. So when it has a seal on there, it creates this little caramelization, whether you're searing meat or any vegetables. And what it wants to do, if you have a little bit of resistance, then you know it's not ready to come off. Like right now, I've just got it on the edges in here, but I know with my mushroom that it's just the outer edge that's actually touching the grill and not the inside. So I'm fine now to start flipping this over. Well, let me just see. Okay, we're still a little bit more here. But in the meantime, you know what, I think my peaches is where I would like it. So I'm going to take that off. But you can see actually the grill marks on here as well. So it's caramelized a little bit on here. And what I'm going to do, Kelly, if you wouldn't mind, can you slice these for me as well? I'll leave them over there.
Yep, I will absolutely take care of that for you. Marilyn, question for you. Actually, if we can take a question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So Bonnie also has another question. So how strong does my hood fan need to be to combat the smoke? Because in this case, obviously, we're talking about ranges because the grills only come with ranges.
Right. Yes. Normally what ends up happening when you have a grill, you do need what we call our pro model for our range hoods, and it should be at least about 1100 CFMs because that will actually take a lot of the suction from the smoke that's coming up here. So when all this that's happening in your home, you want to make sure that you have a good grill hood system that is available as well. So we do have that on the Pro hood, and again, it could be an internal blower or an external blower.
Yeah, but because of Bonnie, because these are our Miele ranges that come with the grill, you will, because of the total BTU output of the range itself, not just the grill, you will actually need to pair that with the comparable Miele range hood. And again, it has to at least be the, so if you're buying a 36-inch range, you would need at a minimum the 36-inch range hood. You can always go bigger, you just can't go smaller. So hopefully that answers your question.
Right.
These peaches look great, Marilyn.
Thank you. We're going to be adding those to a salad, like it's great for the summertime or springtime because it's a summer salad that we would serve this with, especially when you have fruits that's in there. I'm actually almost ready to remove this again because I don't want it to be too charred or grilled on there. So, and I'm going to actually put this back. Oh, this is really nice, actually. Okay, and my mushroom. As you can see with the mushroom as it's cooking, I wonder if you can see in here, the juices of the mushrooms are just being held in here. So I don't want to really turn it all over to cause that flare. So I'm going to leave it in here because I do want that juice. Kelly, I'm going to have you maybe slice up this mushroom when you're done as well so that we can plate it.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you very much. All right. So now, just see a little something in here. So now what I would like to do, because you are actually putting together the salad for us. So once the peaches are all sliced like this, okay. I'm going to, if you wouldn't mind tossing that salad for me too, Kelly, that would be great. And then we're going to add some prosciutto on there and some bocconcini cheese, and that will finish off our actual dressing. So the dressing is really a simple dressing. It's just olive oil, red wine vinegar, and salt and pepper. And I added a little bit of honey in there because we are using the fruit, so we want to just sweeten it just slightly. So I've added the honey to give it a really nice, delicate taste as well that's on here. So as that's being plated, looks great. I'll finish it off on this end here. And then if you wouldn't mind, you'll shred some of the cheese on there for me then, Kelly?
Yeah, so with the bocconcini, I personally like to tear it. I like that more rustic rather than cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's nice and creamy here.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put it in for you.
Thank you. That looks nice. Beautiful. Okay.
And you can also, I assume you can also actually toast the prosciutto up even if
yes.
you really wanted to.
Yes,
on the grill.
exactly.
Which would be a great thing.
Yeah. And with the prosciutto, what I like to do is instead of just cutting it in small pieces or anything, I normally will do is, let me put down some of the peaches. just like that first as well, so that there's some underneath there. And then what I do is I like to take the prosciutto and hold it up. And as I'm actually placing it onto the dish, I give it a little bit of that twist in there as well, just to make it a little bit more dressed up, I guess. I'll just use 3 slices here. And then we'll just add some more of the peaches around there. Okay, so that is our summer salad.
Oh, that looks really nice.
Yes, so I'll just put this on the side here for now.
Okay.
So there's kind of something missing on this right now when I look at this and I think, okay, I've got those 2 ingredients. Well, what else? I like bread. When I'm grilling, barbecuing, I like to have some bread. I like to do maybe a pizza on the grill. So I thought a nice idea would be to show how to make a pizza Bianca. And that's basically a white pizza. And
so we're going to grill this pizza?
Yes, we are going to grill it. Just want to tap this a little bit with some flour on here. And remember, it's freeform. Don't worry about how to get it perfectly round, because I'm going to just top it with some cheese afterwards. So I'm going to just oil the pizza dough.
And you can make your own pizza dough. I assume, Marilyn, we can use store-bought pizza doughs. There's some great pizza doughs out there.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do here, remember, this is on the medium setting. So I'm just going to take the pizza and I'm literally just going to turn it over onto the grill. And we can hear that sizzling that's happening on here.
What a great way to do pizza, though. That's
fast and simple, really, and it does not take long at all. So.
And from a toppings perspective, kids can choose whatever they want, or anybody.
Exactly. And remember, because I oil this right now, you know, for me, I feel like I want to
touch it,
but really just leave it for a few minutes, because the oil that's underneath it will start to loosen. So as you check it, like right now, if I'm doing this, as you can maybe see, it's sticking a little bit. So I know that's not my point, but it's
I'm going to get a question up to you.
Sure.
To avoid you trying the temptation of touching it too much. But I can already see it bubbling a bit.
Yes.
Which says also the dough is going to be done relatively quickly. Kit Kat out there has a question. How long did it take to heat up the grill?
It really didn't take long. As we did the introduction right at the beginning, I didn't even have this on. When I stepped up to the grill is when this is nice, is actually when I started to, I turned it on, and we were ready to go. So as we can see,
really nice.
This is nice. And I want that little marking that's on here as well. So just flipped it over. Just gonna let that again do the light grill marks. And when I take it off, I'm going to just do some Parmesan shavings that's on here, salt and pepper, drizzle it with some oil, and maybe, Kelly, if you wouldn't mind, maybe chiffonaging some basil for me, please.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Marilyn, while you're finishing that off, there's another question from a viewer out there. And the question is obviously taking care of grills.
Yes.
Cleaning grills.
Yes, very
any special care for the grill?
Yes. So when you're finished your grilling completely, what you should do is turn the actual grill on high for about 10 minutes. And then what that actually does is it does a burn off on here. So as we can see, Kelly, you can see now this side.
Looks really
that
nice.
was all done.
Yep.
So, and this is it. It's all cooked on here. So you do the burn off on here, and then you basically want to burn that away. Turn off the oven, and then you want to turn off the oven, and then you want to let it cool, and then you would literally get a steel brush, or even what I like to use is, you know, those sponges with a coarse scrubber on the side. Once it's cooled, it will actually flake off because it's burnt, right? And then that goes on the inside. And that ceramic infrared burner that's on here, so I'm not too sure if we can see how intense this is going to be. Like, so if I put it on high right now, because I'm finished using it, it's going to do the little burn off on here. But let me get back to what I was doing here. Oh, sorry. I'm actually going to just squirt some oil on the bottom first. And then I'm going to take some cheese, and I'm going to just shave some nice pieces on here. And because the bread is hot, basically the cheese is going to melt as well onto this.
And this like flatbread or this pizza Bianca would be a great pairing with the arugula salad,
absolutely.
Which would be really nice.
I'm just going to put a little bit of salt as well on the top, freshly ground pepper, and the basil on the top, just ever so light. If it falls too much, that's fine. It's just free form again, what we're doing here. So, and that is it. Look how pretty this looks, actually. Very,
simple.
Very nice.
Yes, and that really was
simple
quick.
And exactly. And the dough, really, it's cooked right through on here. So because of that temperature that was there. So I'm going to put this over here just so we can do our presentation. Oops, sorry. So now, before we finish off, just to mention to you as well is that, so now that I've done the burn off on here, if I had this going, it would be, because I didn't put a lot of oil on there, you'll notice that there isn't a lot of smoke that's coming from here.
Right.
So when I turn this down, turn it off, I'll let it cool and then come back and do my cleaning in there. And basically, there's so many things that you can do with the grill. Just always keep in mind, you know, start lower, then go higher. If you're doing your steaks right at the end, that's when you would have it at the high temperature, 19,000 BTUs on that. And then you can grill and seal in the juices for your steaks.
But again, I think one huge benefit of this type of grilling, because to be honest, on a traditional grill outside, you do get a lot of hot and cold spots.
Yes.
And there's a lot of inconsistency in heat.
Right.
With our 48-inch range infrared grill, the great thing is you really have an even consistency, especially with the ceramic plate that's underneath that. And that really is a fantastic way, easy way to grill at home. And then you can actually grill inside the house 365 days a year,
Absolutely.
not just summer as we head into summer.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thanks, Marilyn. I think that's a great summer, spring meal. Really easy. We did that all in real time in half an hour.
Yes.
Less than half an hour. So I think that's great. Can be replicated by our viewers at home.
Thank you.
So we want to thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully we gave you some tips. You've learned a little bit more about our Miele range, our what we call again the culinary center. In this particular case, with the 48-inch range and the grill option, you can again get it with the griddle option if you want as well. For you viewers that are joining us right now, we do have a very special promotion for you. So if you go on Miele.ca, you're going to see our regular promotion right now that is available on ranges. It's the Peace of Mind promotion, where you are getting a 5-year warranty, you are getting free delivery, and you also are getting the 30-day money-back guarantee. But in addition to that, for those of you that are watching right now, for any new orders between the end of this session right now and 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, we are offering to you, in addition to the existing promo, we're offering a fantastic 9-piece twin select set from our partners at Zwilling Henkel, which is worth just under $1,000. It's a 9-piece set. And you know, we often talk about, obviously, whoops. We often talk about the appliances, but what you actually use on the appliances is just as important. And our partners at Zwilling Henkel really do offer fantastic quality ware. This is induction friendly as well as gas friendly. So a great option for you. So in order to qualify for this, again, it has to be a new order with us as of today. And you do have to register for this session. So if you haven't registered with Miele Live, you're interested in this, be sure to register because we will email you the promotional code that you will need to use in order to take advantage of this set. So a great offer. Again, we want to thank all of you for joining us. We also want to share with you a new campaign that we started last week that we're very excited about. And it really is trying to support local businesses throughout the country that have suffered due to the current circumstances that we're in. And this campaign is called #MieleDinesLocal. You can find information on this on our Facebook account or on our Twitter page. Be sure to follow us there. And we're inviting all local small restaurants across the country to share your signature dish with us. We'll select a handful of those restaurants to come on and share these dishes with us on Miele Live. In some cases, obviously, if you're not in the Toronto area, we will do this virtually with you. It'll give you the opportunity to also promote and share a little bit the story about your own business. In addition to that, we're actually going to purchase 100 dishes from those restaurants, which we will jointly donate to local frontline services and frontline workers across Canada. It is a really exciting initiative. We hope that if you're watching and you're not a local restaurant, but you know of one that you've done takeout with, be sure to share this with them. Again, it's #MieleDinesLocal. And it'll be really exciting to see. Very lastly, on behalf of Marilyn, myself, the entire team at Miele Canada, we want to send a very, very big thank you to all the frontline workers that are out there right now, providing the necessary services to all the communities across Canada. Whether it's medical services, restaurant services, ensuring our grocery shelves are stocked in all the stores out there. And again, as businesses across the country slowly begin to reopen, we really encourage everybody to follow the guidelines set by our governments, ensure proper and safe distancing as we get back to a sense of normal. Again, we want to wish everybody a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. Next week will be our first week on Miele Live, where we will have 2 of the restaurants join us. To see who they are, be sure to visit mielelive.ca. Again, from our family to yours, we wish you a fantastic and safe weekend. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week on Miele Live.